Hello, we're back at the cut testing bench again. Today we are looking at this guy. This is HAP40 steel. This is on a Spyderco Manbug, so this test is probably going to kill my hand, especially given what I've read about this steel so far. Not dissimilar to ZDP 189, and it's a higher Rockwell Japanese high-speed steel. This one runs at about 62, I think, on the Spyderco Manbug. It's laminated because it's a high carbon steel, so you'll find this it's quite rare in pocket knives, to be honest, but you'll find it quite commonly on kitchen knives, so good quality Japanese kitchen knives. Hitachi is the company that makes it. I'm expecting this to go somewhere in the realm of 200 or so cuts, so but we'll see, I guess. I have been surprised in the past. Again, I've put a work sharp edge on it, so it's very sharp right now. And I'll be cutting the C-cell rope, this stuff here, same as always. It is quite muggy today, and the paper is a little bit damp, but it's very sharp. So work sharp puts a very good edge, probably about in terms of maximum sharpness, probably about 70% of how sharp you can ever get a knife. So it does pretty well on the kitchen knife work sharp guide. Anyway, enough talking, let's get to cutting. So what do I make of 173 passes on the rope with the HAP40 steel? Well, regardless, that's a really good number. It's S30V levels of edge retention. However, I think this test was harder on this knife simply because the belly of this blade is so much shorter. We were looking at an area about that long right there. And that's pretty much what did all the cutting. Whereas on the Benchmade, say for example, that did 175 with S30V, the edge was about that long. So I think, the data is the data is what the data is, but I think on a longer blade where you can spread those cuts out a little bit more over the belly, I think you would have been getting into the low 200s at least with this steel. When I started off, simply because it's a really thin little knife, I haven't seen the rope come apart that easily so far. So the geometry does a lot for the blade as well. But yeah, I would suggest this would be a really good steel to have in any sort of pocket knife. And I think really in little pocket knives like this, these are great places to put the really high edge retaining steel, because there is less edge to wear all the damage. So you may as well have it with some super steel in there so you don't have to sharpen it as often. But yeah, I think that say if I was using the Stretch in HAP40 or the Delica in HAP40, I think the number would have been a bit higher, but it's still a very good data point nonetheless. So HAP40 steel, 173, could have been a bit higher with a longer blade, but there it is for now. Thanks for watching, dudes. See you in the next video.